Yes, yes, yes. Welcome everyone to the Vertical Weekly EMA, the place where we take you guys through the latest updates and inform you guys what's happening behind the scene. And of course, also the place where you guys can ask questions directly to the team of anything that is happening, and which we obviously always, really appreciate if you guys do so. And guys, this week we actually have an interesting EMA. I think this is going to be a very important one because we are going to be looking ahead. Because, as you might know, and if you didn't know, we have actually posted our updated roadmap for the coming phases, which of course is something very important, something you guys, we should inform you guys a lot about, because in the end, this is exactly what we're doing, right? We're building these things for actual users. We're building this for you guys, and showing you guys where our focus is on next is just very important. And obviously, also want to show you guys that we are not stopping, right? We are going into the acceleration mode. And I think this roadmap that we updated actually got a lot more exciting than the roadmap that we had before this. Obviously, while we are building, while we are discovering, while we are learning and doing research and development, new things come above that are going to help us reach our mission, and that is to make AI customization available to everyone. Especially focusing on fine tuning smaller models that are going to be faster and cheaper to host, and also give you the ability to manage your own data instead of giving it to the big corporations and expecting them to behave with your data. And obviously also building knowledge graphs, which we're going to be covering today as well a little bit, because we think it's very important that we teach you guys why we think this is going to have such an effect on the possibilities of the platform. We are a very big believer in fine tuning. We see that we are ahead of the curve with it. We are one of the first companies in the room that enabled no code fine tuning. That is actually an extreme competitive edge. We are in talks with, as I've teased on my personal X, with some very interesting partners that are getting very intrigued by the technology that we are building, and they want to get involved. But obviously, I can't give away too much right now. We still need to, come to definitive partnership agreements. But I will announce a great partnership soon that is actually on an institutional level, which I personally and also the team is very excited about, which is going to open up a lot of possibilities and really bring vertical to that next level, and it just makes me exciting. um, well, this is happening. Just this happened in Dubai just right now, right? I just came back. Currently in Europe for a bit of a jet lag. And sorry, guys, we actually thought that the EMA was an hour later, but Hida called me up, I think, 15 minutes ago from shit, winter time. We got to go on in 15 minutes, and I was like, show time, let's go. So, guys. mm, I suggest we should get started.
Mhm.
Let's see. The first thing I want to discuss with you guys is the importance of Knowledge Graph. Guys, we have released a studio, I think now about 3 weeks ago. We filled up the 150 free seats very fast. All these users are training models, and we see great usability. But we also, of course, see, and that's what you always get when you launch a product, is that some users are using it in a way that might not be the best for fine tuning, using fine tuning for that. And that is logical, right? Because there's different methods solving different use cases. And that is the exact reason why we actually did the strategic equity sale in Levanchi Lab, so we can have access to this knowledge graph technology. So, what makes knowledge graph technology so uh, so impressive. And we're going to compare this today to, the traditional way of doing information retrieval in combination with an LLM called RAG, and also, of course, going to explain a little bit how it compares to fine tuning. So let's start a little bit with fine tuning, right? Fine tuning is amazing if you want to teach a model very task specific behavior, right? Tone of voice, gap filling in the gaps of certain text, code completion, and making the model very domain specific directed, and making sure that it uses the right jargon. And it's very powerful in steering the internal configurations of the model into one direction. The big problem with fine tuning is that it's static, right? You train it on a data set and it improves it, but if you want to improve it further with new data, you got to retrain it, and it uses compute resources, and it doesn't guarantee that it is good the first time or the second time that you train it. So while fine tuning is extremely powerful, and we see that we have a very massive competitive edge by having this available in a no code manner, we did see that a lot of our users are in need of giving the model dynamic data. And with dynamic data, I mean data that can change over time without needing to retrain the model. And this is a little bit where RAG was usually used for, right? And RAG, retrieval augmented generation, is a method that essentially vectorizes certain information documents, and from this vector database parses the whole context of that database within the prompt of the model. And there's a big flaw in this, because the more context you put into those vector databases within your RAG, the more context is parsed into the context window of your model, and the less efficient it is to recognize which parts are important. So RAG works for information retrieval, but it becomes worse the more information you put in the vector database, because it has to handle more context. So this means that it doesn't scale with you, right? It doesn't grow with you. You actually want to keep it sort of dynamic, but never too much. And that could be a problem for some people, right? Some people want their model to grow infinitely with them, to really live and breathe the connections that they wanted to have in the knowledge base. And that's exactly where knowledge graph technology comes in, because knowledge graph technology actually manages to make connections between different data points. And the knowledge graph technology that we are implementing is multimodal input and also multimodal output if we want. So you can actually dump in text files, audio files, code, images, videos. It doesn't really matter. It manages to connect the different data points from different data files, make those connections, and categorize and index them in the right manner. And why is this important? Because now, when you ask an AI model a question, or you send it a prompt, it first goes into the knowledge graph, and a lot of the reasoning can happen within that knowledge graph. So within that knowledge graph, it's going to evaluate the important data points that are relevant to your prompt. So it only parses the relevant pieces of information that is needed to make an accurate answer based on your prompt, and then parses it to the model. And this way, you're spending way less tokens in your context window. So the usage of your model goes way down, it's faster, and a lot of the reasoning has already happened in the knowledge graph, and therefore you need less compute to use that model for handling that information. And it's actually very good in citations, so really pinpointing where the information came from, who said who on which day to who and for what reason. It's phenomenally superior to RAG, and we are one of the first companies that is going to open up this technology in a no-code manner, combining that with fine-tuning. It's going to be extremely powerful. And I get super excited when I talk to Braden. I get super excited. We've actually posted an article about this on our socials as well. And this is going to open up endless possibilities. especially also if you start layering those knowledge graph on top of each other. You can really build, custom domain specific solutions that can serve multiple clients in multiple regions, and you don't have to, build all those systems for every client itself. You build one system and a library, or sort of a chain of different or knowledge graphs around it. Super powerful. I hope someone is going to have some questions about this, because I hope I explained it very well. Guys, if you want to read more about this, go to our socials. We have posted an article about this. We are super excited. This is the next frontier for AI customization. It's going to make fine tuning in our platform even more powerful by combining, dynamic living data, and combining that with the power of fine tuning very small, lightweight, fast, and cheap models. It's going to help so many businesses and creative individuals, and we're really on the verge of, making a breakthrough in AI customization technology. So super exciting. I am, at least, and hope you guys are as well. We are really cooking away with the tech team. It's going phenomenal, and I can't wait to make this available in the studio. So that said, while we highlighted the knowledge graph hit, I think that maybe we can go over the latest announcement that we did, and that was all about the updated roadmap we talked about.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you have it available.
Yes, I will share my screen right now. This one. Let me see. Put it up. Switch it around
Switch it around.
like this.
So what we're seeing over here, guys, is phase two. And phase two is something that we've been working on for a few months now. And we are coming to a completion of all these points. In the recent, let's say, 4 months or something, we became one of the first projects in the space to become MiCAR compliant. We have, launched our payment system. We have enabled the video and audio corner on the stream. Launched the Studio V1, and added there also the dataset creating agent, together, of course, with the first version of the vertical cloud, which manages all the processes in the studio. So I'm summarizing it very quickly, but guys, this is actually phenomenal speed for a tech team to deliver, right? Especially on the compliancy side as well, making sure that our token is actually able to be used for doing business in Europe, and it's also going to help us tremendously, getting listed on reputable centralized exchanges in Europe and around the world. And doing that compared to building very usable products is something that is just an extreme good situation. And we're going to go a little bit into depth that as well, because guys, if you guys are, of course, aware of our token utilities and how we try to set up those utilities to connect the success of our platform to the growth of our token economy. And it's very simple, right? We believe that if we really want to grow our token economy, we need to build impressive, powerful, usable, and capable products that people actually are going to use and adopt and build on top of. Because the more they use it, the more they are inclined to participate in our token utilities, which is, buying credits with VertiI with a discount, which is a direct incentivization for people to participate in our token economy. Staking for compute credits, which is super beneficial for companies that have, models deployed in our cloud infrastructure and just want to purchase VertiI, stake it, and then have an infinite amount of compute credits, but therefore also increasing our fully diluted value. And I think one of the most powerful ones that we are going to be activating very soon is our unique approach to making rev share available for our, token holders, by building our referral rev share program. And this actually provides a revenue percentage opportunity for people that help grow our platform and give them more percentage, all the way up until 20%, the more tokens they stake and increase, our fully diluted value. And obviously, I think the most and also one that is very powerful that really connects it all is the buyback and burn with profits made in Vert AI tokens. So, guys, what I'm trying to say here is these token utilities only get weight and power when we actually have those powerful tools ready to go and to be used by users and get adopted. And that is the whole purpose, right? The better tools we develop, the further we come in our developing stage, the more of the things that we tick off of our roadmap, the more powerful these token utilities become, and hopefully, increase in the demand for the vertical token, because it's the best way to participate in on our platform. So this is looking at phase two. Obviously, what you're seeing over here is that we just came back from Singapore and Asia, and we are going to be expanding our products and also our marketing efforts into different regions. We are doing that actively. I think that we haven't initiated it yet, but we do have the partners lined up to initiate it when it's ready to go. Something that is on this list, which I'm going to give you guys already a heads up. Next week, Monday or Tuesday, we're going to do a PR message on the way how we are going to be approaching our liquidity unlock on our ETH pair. As many of you already mentioned in the community, the liquidity will be getting unlocked in 1.5 weeks or something. And we actually have a very good execution plan, of which the main part will be migrating from a V2 to a V3 liquidity pool, so we can manage the liquidity better on our token pair. We've already did this on our Avalanche pair and also on our base pair, and we see great benefits over there. We tried it there with smaller liquidity setups, and we feel super confident. We have a market maker that is going to help us execute this very professionally. A great market maker, European based, all compliant with MiCAR as well. So super excited. And the main purpose of this migration is going to be, guys, to make sure that we optimize liquidity for our token as much as possible to sustain growth of our token economy. And part of that is, of course, also in phase two, a SEX listing. And this is something exciting, something we've told you guys we are working on. And this is not a lie. We are working on this, and it's part of phase two. And we aim to have this finalized very soon, especially this year. So super exciting. This is phase two, and maybe we can look a little bit further ahead, and then it becomes a little bit more technical. So as I said, right, we are going to be integrating the knowledge graph. And I think one of the most powerful things that we can do is make these custom models available through an API. Because in the end, we want our users to build with the models they create in the studio. They integrate it into their external applications, into their agents, into their workflows, and then build products on that they can sell to their users as well. So essentially, we're leveraging the marketing efforts of our users, which are selling the products they build with our API to their own clients. And this is super powerful, because this creates a sort of an exponential effect, right? One user on the vertical platform results in 10, 20, 30 people using the same model that one user created. And the API access is going to enable that all. We are putting a lot of serious efforts into making that available as soon as possible, because with that API, you're also going to be able to use our integration partners, verified integration partners. Obviously, this is all going to be accompanied by launching the Studio V 1.5, which has the knowledge graph in it, that has the API accessibility, that has the dataset creating V 2.0. And that is awesome. And then afterwards, we are really going to be focusing on increasing our libraries, guys. We want to increase the availability of custom models in our ecosystem through the stream to the almost 63,000 users that we have over there. And we want to incentivize our users to contribute to that library that we are going to be offering there by giving them an ability to monetize their custom models that they've created and listed on the stream. And with that, guys, with having monetization available on the stream, with custom models from the studio, and with API accessibility, fine-tuning capability, dataset creating agent, and integrated knowledge graphs that you can layer and stack on top of each other, this actually makes the vertical platform fully operational, and all our tools will then be completely ready to go for fully into a scale up phase. So by then we expect to have at least a couple hundred users already, especially on the studio side, that are paying customers. And then we go into full scale up, so investing further, aggressive marketing, pumping more into research and development. And to make these things even more powerful, we're going to be enabling even invocation tools later as well. Let's see, phase 4. And this is actually interesting, something that a lot of you guys have requested as well. We are listening to the community. We see that a lot of our users are actually also accessing the stream to their mobile phone. So we think that when we set up those libraries, when we make our platform better and more user friendly, we're gonna be going for a vertical mobile app as well, because we can just access a lot of users there that just don't really look for online browser AI tools, but really prefer to do that on their mobile. So super interesting. We're going to be exploring to integrate image fine tuning, something super interesting and could be very, very useful for projects that want to generate new graphics based on the graphics that they already have. You're going to be able to do reinforcement learning, self-hosted MCP service, and obviously one of the bigger ones is actually the Cloud SDK, and that is actually enabling other people to utilize our vertical cloud infrastructure that orchestrates over decentralized GPUs from different networks, and just gives that to developers to use locally. And that again is also something very powerful, because this way we give other people to the availability to build on top of our technology, without per se using our tools. But they do need to purchase credits on our platform to pay for that compute, which again, powers our accrual flywheel, because vertical is the most affordable way, demand grows, and this way we get the technical people in as well. So guys, a very clear, very technical, but very powerful roadmap that we have over here. I mean, thank you for everyone who stuck with us all the way up until now, but I hope these developments, these features that we have in the pipeline right now, what we are aiming for to get to you at your fingertips to use in a no-code manner, is going to excite you even further, because it really excites us as well. And we're really starting to see adoption, and getting these things all in really is going to make a vertical the no-code suite for AI customization. And yeah, I'm super excited. So, Hidde, that was everything from the roadmap, right?
Yeah, I think so. Super exciting, things in the pipeline, and already also in the near future, right? As you said, but also as I already mentioned in the community this morning, we also have some really exciting stuff coming up that is not on the roadmap, and this will also be in the near future. So this is not everything, guys. We're also working on a lot of things. These are just major milestones, but there are still some major things coming, which we are really excited about.
Nice.
And we'll tell you
Good
guys
stuff.
more in due time around what is happening here. But super
Nice.
excited.
Love it. All right. Well, then I suggest that we move to the questions. Let's see if there's anything here. Okay. Mark, always ready. Haha, winter time. Yeah. Oh man, it's cold here. I wish I was back in Asia, to be honest. But
Can you tell us, Orze has a question? Let me just post right here. I never know how you pronounce Orze's name. One of our
Or is
high contributing community members. Thanks for that, Orze, for always contributing and always being active. Let's
Yeah. So, as some of you know, I've just came back from Dubai, and it was sort of a middle stop that was very convenient for someone that I met with. It's a very interesting potential partner that we are going to be, formulating a very concrete collaboration with. They are a partner on an institutional level. I cannot say too much right now, right here, because we still need to finalize the paperwork and all the way up until putting our signature down. I think it's best to really hold off on the specifics. The only thing that I'm gonna say, guys, is that these guys, if we manage to get this partnership through, which is probably 99% sure already, they're going to be opening up a lot of institutional gateways for us, and that's not only in Dubai, right? They work globally and they have connections internationally, and the things that they actually can provide for the project can really substantially help our growth, strengthen our token economy as a whole, and as I said, really open up fruitful doors. But I'm gonna keep you guys informed about this. It was a very interesting meeting that I had with him. We explored a lot of different possibilities, which we could potentially support, as I said, the growth of vertical. And he got super excited, and he's going to, well, as I said, he can help us a lot.
ah, great question. Um, Let me see. Then we have the usual question coming in. I think you can already start answering it. Thank
Big
you.
IB, when is the sex listing? I see it's part of phase two roadmap, which is already near conclusion. Yeah, that's a very good observation. It's one of the final things that we need to check off to finalize this phase. And rest assured, we aim to finalize this phase very fast. So, again, guys, it's something that we're working on. And we're not forgetting about it. I know it's a question that comes by every week. Just know that if we do any sex listings, we do it with a high conviction that it's going to add value to our ecosystem and our community. Don't do sex listings, and this is an advice to other founders or maybe project owners. Don't do sex listings for the optics. Most centralized exchanges will not benefit your project. So rest assured, any centralized exchange listing that we do, we are convinced and sure that it will add value for you guys. We didn't want to rush this. We really wanted to wait for the best exchanges. We are in active conversation with many very reputable exchanges, and soon we'll give you guys here an update on this exact matter.
Exactly. Great. Thanks for your question, Big IB.
Yes, sir. Let's see. We have someone more typing.
Give it a few more minutes.
King Viking reposted this stream. All right, not sure who that is, but thank you, King Viking. Let's see.
Should we expect other models to be added to the vertical website?
Yes.
Question.
So we are actively, looking at the release of the AI market to see which of the latest and greatest models we need to add here. For example, we added the Zora model on our stream a few weeks back, and actually the usage of that model is phenomenal, right? I think that 70 to 75% of all usage of the stream is actually video models. So this is us staying ahead of the game. When something comes out that is powerful, it's our job to make sure it's available to you guys as soon as possible, but also to ensure that we stay ahead of the competition and can attract the most users to our platform, and therefore give them the incentivization to participate in the token economy, etc., etc. So yeah, expect more models. If they come out and they're powerful and we see great value for our users, we will definitely add
Yeah,
them. But keep in mind, more is not per se always better. Only if the model is actually substantially better than another model in maybe the affordability of it, the speed of it, or the quality of it, or maybe the length of video that can come out of it, or image or whatever. If we see great value in the model compared to what we already have, we will list it.
yeah, indeed. And so the Sora model is super cool, right? You can make really, really amazing videos from it. If you create an account, or if you already have created an account, you got a free hit at Sora 2 from Vertical. So everybody can go onto Vertical Stream and try out the model for themselves, create an awesome video, share it in our community, share it on X, tag us. It's show us what you guys can make. Super cool to play around with.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I see Big IB's question. Another one. I see one more guy typing. DeFi Catalyst, you will be the last one.
Let me see here. So I think, yeah. So good question again, Big IB. Yes, indeed. We already have our next contest listed, or planned, for, I don't know, maybe Don in the community chat can tell us a little bit more about it. But some more this or next week we will be launching our next contest. Again, massive prizes to be won. So come and join in. It's going to be super exciting again. Definitely. The contests are always really, really fun to do, and it's
Definitely,
always really fun to
definitely.
see what people hand in.
Let's see, DeFi Catalyst. I haven't been able to use the audio corner. Usually say that I don't have enough credits. Is there a way to access this in a free mode? Well, we do have like credits top up on a daily basis, a few free ones. But to be honest, if you want to go full blown, use the audio corner, um, buy some vert, buy some credits, and go bananas, I would say. We at this moment have some freebies baked into the platform for new users, just like Hida already said. But yeah, you know, if you want to really intensively use it for purposes, I highly recommend buy some vert, buy some credits with it, and then go bananas.
Yeah, exactly. Good question.
But if this is, yeah, if you do have credits and this is a bug, I'm not sure if it's about not having enough credits, but if it's actually a bug, please let us know,
Yeah,
because then our tech team can jump on it and help you out and see how they can resolve it for you as soon as possible. All right, that was the last question we're gonna do here. We're already in 40 minutes for the EMA, quite long, guys. I don't want to hold you up any further. I think that we gave a very what are the plans to mark our 1 year milestone?
free cake for everybody.
Free cake.
So I think let's
Yeah,
say
I
12.
mean it's actually interesting, right? Because we should celebrate it, Hidde.
Definitely.
We
So
sh-
we already have some. I already have some things in mind. We're already working behind the scenes to celebrate our birthday and give back to the community as well. So yeah, indeed, good that you remind us. 12th of November is of course a very important date for Vertical, and we will make sure to celebrate this.
Very nice. I see some vertical cake in the chat.
Yeah,
Nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to be here and answer your questions. Make sure to tune in next week, where we are going to be diving into the depth what we are going to do with our liquidity pool and the reasons why, what, and how we're going to be approaching this. We think it's very important to let the community know how we handle those kind of events. Just be assured that everything that we do is always to optimize availability and liquidity and tradability of our token on as many places as possible to make sure that our token economy has the greatest potential to grow as fast as possible. So I think this is Hidde and Mark tuning out. I wish everyone a great evening, a great day wherever you are, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.
Bye bye.